In a dry land where dusty roads cut through endless sand, there once lived a rich merchant named Marcus. He owned wagons, gold, and many strong horses. People didn't admire him, they feared him. Marcus was proud, cold, and cruel. In his world, only profit mattered. If something stopped being useful, it lost all value in his eyes. Kindness had no place in his heart. Among all his horses was an old black one named Shadow. For many years, Shadow carried Marcus's most valuable goods across dangerous routes, through mountains, deserts, and storms. Shadow never failed, not once. But time is never gentle. Shadow began to grow weak. His legs slowed, and slowly his eyes began to fade. When Shadow became blind, Marcus didn't feel gratitude. He didn't feel sadness. He only felt annoyance. He pushed the old horse into the darkest corner of the stable. No one brushed him, no one spoke to him. Shadow stood there quietly, thin, blind, forgotten, like a tool thrown away after years of service. In the same region lived a poor woodcutter named Aaron. He was around 50 years old, bent from years of hard work. His hands were cracked and rough, his clothes simple and worn. He lived in a small wooden hut with his wife and 5 children. Every day, Aaron carried heavy firewood on his back from far hills. No cart, no animal, no help. His body was all he had. Aaron sold much of his wood to Marcus, and each time Marcus insulted him. He made him wait, he paid him little, he spoke as if Aaron was nothing. Aaron stayed silent, not because he was weak, but because his children needed food. Love kept him standing. One day, Aaron entered Marcus's stables for the first time. He saw the strong horses, clean, well-fed, shining with health. Then his eyes moved toward a dark corner, and there he saw Shadow. The horse stood still, thin and blind, his head lowered. Aaron felt something tighten in his chest. In that moment, Aaron saw his own life inside that horse. Both had worked until they were empty. Both had been treated like they only mattered when they were useful. Aaron stepped closer. He touched Shadow's neck gently, and Shadow didn't pull away. He leaned into the touch, as if he had been waiting a lifetime for someone to see him. It was the first kindness he had felt in a long time. Later, Aaron asked Marcus why the horse was treated so badly. Marcus replied with anger. He said the horse was useless. Aaron then asked if he could take Shadow home. Marcus laughed, mocking him, and refused. But that same night, Marcus entered the stable filled with rage. Years earlier, Shadow had lost 2 sacks of gold during a wagon journey. Marcus had never forgiven him. He beat the old horse with a whip, blaming him for everything. Then he ordered his men to take Shadow into the desert and leave him there to die. The next day, Aaron went into the desert to cut wood. As he walked, he heard a weak sound, soft, broken, like a cry that barely had breath behind it. He ran toward it, and there he found Shadow, tied to a dead tree, shaking, dry, near death. Aaron fell to his knees. He gave the horse water. He untied him, and even though Shadow was blind, even though he was weak, Aaron chose compassion. He took Shadow home. People laughed when they saw Aaron leading a blind horse. They said he was collecting trash. But Aaron didn't listen. He believed that God often hides miracles inside what the world rejects. Aaron and his family cared for Shadow with patience. They gave him food, water, and gentle words. Slowly the horse grew stronger, and though blind, Shadow sensed everything. He listened. He remembered. One early morning, Shadow became restless. He pulled gently, as if asking Aaron to follow. Aaron trusted him. Together they walked into the desert. Shadow moved with surprising confidence. He didn't stumble. He followed an old route remembered deep inside him. They reached a rocky place marked by a stone shaped like a bird's head. Shadow stopped. He scraped the ground with his hoof. Aaron dug into the sand and found 2 old sacks buried beneath the earth. Inside was gold, treasure Marcus had lost long ago. Aaron didn't take it all. He took only what he could carry. He returned home and used the gold wisely. He bought food. His children ate well for the first time in years. But Marcus noticed the change. Suspicion awakened the greed inside him again. He followed Aaron back into the desert with one of his workers. When they reached the hidden place, Marcus confronted him, shouting, threatening, demanding the gold. And then something happened that greed always causes. Marcus and his worker began to fighting over the treasure. In their madness, they hurt each other. Greed poisoned everything. Aaron and Shadow survived. Aaron buried part of the gold again and left that place forever. Aaron returned home and never became proud. He helped others. He remembered where he came from. And with time, he used the gold to pay for a surgery. Shadow regained his sight. The old horse ran freely across green fields, living his last years, loved, calm, and respected. So what is the lesson? Cruelty always has a price. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it always returns. And kindness, real kindness, has power. It can change a life. It can open hidden doors. It can turn what the world throws away into something meaningful again. So if you ever feel like the world is cold, choose to be the warmth. If you ever see someone forgotten, choose to remember them. Because what you give to others, one day comes back to you.